Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super are all property of Funimation, Toei Animation, Fuji TV, and Akira Toriyama. Any and all footage or images have been used for the sole purpose of critique or parody, and as such are protected under fair use. Please support the official release.
Hey, how are you? I'm SliceofOtaku, and in episode 80 of Dragon Ball Super, a new term is brought to our attention: mortal levels. Now, just to clear up any confusion, a mortal level does not reflect the power of that universe's god of destruction, nor does it reflect the power of a universe's tournament participants. The number associated with a universe's mortal level is an indication as to the average power of all life forms in that universe. Now, with this information in mind, we may be able to learn quite a bit about how each god of destruction may carry themselves within their respective universe. The job description for a god of destruction is simple: destroy. And they've each been doing this very job for presumably thousands of years. But based on the response to the Grand Priest's announcement, it looks like preserving high-power mortals was not previously known criteria, as the concept of mortal levels wasn't even brought to their attention until now. Universe 7 has the second lowest mortal level, which seems to be reflective of how Beerus and the Kaioshin go about their roles. Beerus is no doubt a savage, but is also incredibly lazy and tends to always be sleeping. But when he is awake, he tends to destroy planets based solely on the cuisine they serve him. If the food is not to his liking, then they are done for. So he's pretty much just a glorified Yelp reviewer. And the Kaioshin of Universe 7 are rather lax and peaceful, simply allowing worlds to progress on their own with little to no direct intervention. The exception to this being Earth, but really, Earth is just one planet amongst an unfathomable amount of others, so its impact on the entirety of this mortal level is pretty microscopic. Universe 9 has the lowest mortal level out of all 12 universes, and once again, this seems to reflect its respective god. Syndra seems to be incredibly merciful and nearly passive. During the fight between Basil and Majin Buu, in which Basil seems to be excessively hitting Buu, he says things like, "That's enough," not wanting to be cruel, so much so that it is to the detriment of his career. With this sort of mind state, imagine just how many planets he's spared. He may even allow weak life forms to thrive, as he would feel bad destroying them. The Kaioshin seems to be more in line with the sort of demeanor one would typically associate with a destroyer, but as a Kai, that's not his job, and with that in mind, this might even be to the detriment of his career. So yeah, this new business model really doesn't fit this universe well. The Grand Priest also lets us know of the 4 universes with the highest mortal levels: Universe 1, 5, 8, and 12. Now, we'll be assuming how this may reflect upon each respective god of destruction, but let me remind you that this is speculatory. All we really have to work with is their outwardly appearance, so I will be making assumptions based on their designs. The god of destruction for Universe 1 is Iwen, and based on looks alone, he isn't exactly menacing. I get this sort of guru vibe from him, so my guess is that he conducts himself as a sort of teacher, attempting to enlighten and propel the mortals of his universe to greater heights. But with this sort of higher education comes those who cannot keep up. From here, those who fall off may be destroyed. The god of destruction for Universe 5 is Arak. He looks very dusty, like an old relic. One of those sour old people with a no-nonsense sort of demeanor, so I wouldn't be surprised if he deemed weakness to be unacceptable, eradicating anything that doesn't fit his strict criteria. The god of destruction for Universe 8 is Liquor, and his design is obviously based on a fox. In literature, a fox will typically represent cunning and cleverness, and specifically in Japan, it's associated with longevity. Based on this, I'd expect Liquor to be very systematic and a calculated god, one who's very attentive to his work and precise in his execution, down to even the most minuscule of decisions. So, he probably wouldn't want an excess amount of planets. By destroying many, he'd be able to better focus his attention on a small number of them. This would simultaneously diminish the number of planets included in the mortal level average, favoring his grade. We then come to the god of destruction for Universe 12, Jin, who right off the bat looks to be the most menacing. I think this guy is a battle junkie. either to the degree that Goku is or even more so. With this sort of mind state, he straight up just get rid of any world that doesn't have strong fighters, favoring worlds with consistent bloodshed and turmoil as they'd better entertain him, and once again, diminishing the number of planets whilst preserving the strong would be favorable to the mortal level average. A question a lot of Dragon Ball fans seem to currently have is, why is the mortal level of Universe 6 above that of Universe 7? Now, Universe 7 and Universe 6 are twins, but even identical twins may display noticeable differences as time progresses. Bado states that Champa was once far more lean, but since has gotten fat. And to get that fat, he must be awake, which is the opposite of Beerus. We know that Beerus eats a ton of food, but is still very skinny. And considering they're identical twins, Champa must be eating a whole lot to get that big, meaning he probably goes to more planets than Beerus, eventually leading to a discrepancy between their numbers, and he just so happened to be placed above because of this. Universe 11 has Vermaud as its god of destruction, and frankly, I love clown characters, so I want to take a crack at him too. I feel as though Vermaud would mess around far more than any of the other gods, not being exactly pinned to any set criteria. He'd do as he pleases with little to no rationality, favoring unpredictable calamity instead. I'm honestly expecting a sick and demented sense of humor from this guy, so I'm pretty excited. And while I'm at it, the god of destruction for Universe 10, Ramush, yeah, Zamatsu played him big time, so I'm not expecting him to be all that attentive. But those are all just my thoughts. Let me know what you think about all this, and I'm curious what you expect from the gods of destruction that I didn't mention. Drop all that in the comments and be sure to share this video with anyone who has a job to do. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day. I love you.